What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry about missing last week's upload. I actually went to Atlantic City Truck Meet and I was down there having a good time. I was actually looking for something to record and video down there, but there's just really nothing there to record to be able to make a quality video with, so I decided to skip the week. It's been a long time since I missed the upload, but it feels good to be back this week. But today we're going to be messing with the Hydro Boost on the LBZ here behind me. I've been having some issues with my brakes and I want to get it straightened out, so without further ado, let's go ahead here, dive into it and get the brakes fixed. So like I was saying before, today we're going to be working on getting the Hydro Boost right here swapped out for the LML Hydro Boost. I will put the part number down below. I originally thought you can use any LML Hydro Boost, but I guess the 2011 one is the one most people use. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. I already got that ordered and I have it here. When I get this pulled out, I'm going to do a little side-by-side comparison of the two. But real quick, I'm going to talk about how I think this is bad. So basically, my brakes were hanging up. You'd be driving it, you'd be giving the truck like 3/4 throttle, and you can just tell the truck's screaming, running really hot, that they're just seizing up. You get out, and the brake pads are down to nothing. Now, I have new pads and rotors for the front. I just want to make sure that this Hydro Boost definitely fixes the problem before I do that again. It seizes up and it ruins another set of rotors. And how I came to the conclusion this is bad, I'm going to walk you guys through it right now. So when I went to go bleed the front brakes, I cracked the bleeder valve and had someone push down the brake, and it shot brake fluid, and I'm not going to lie, like out to here. So it probably shot brake fluid 5 feet. I went out and I brought this reverse bleeder. So basically you hook it up to the nipple on the bleeder valve, and you pump this handle. It's supposed to push fluid up to the master cylinder. Now, it would not push fluid up to the master cylinder. It would leak it all out. It blow the cap off that I was pushing it up to, and I knew there was a clog or something wrong in the system. I did the ABS box delete down below, basically just bypass the ABS valve with some fittings, so I knew it was not the ABS valve. Then I came up to here and I disconnected the master cylinder and I tried to do the reverse bleed again. And it pushed fluid up to the master cylinder that time freely, no problem. So that leads me to believe it is the booster. Now, as you can see on the master cylinder right here, this is for the front brake, so I assume this push rod in here was pushing out too far and not allowing fluid to flow up. Now, this should be a pretty simple install. These brake boosters are terrible on this truck as it is. The brakes are total junk. This is supposed to help the steering and brakes as well. So that's why I'm doing this Hydro Boost upgrade. I'm already changing it. Why not put something better in it? Also, I was told to check all these lines going to the booster to make sure there's not a clog in it. Now, when I did my steering gearbox, I did all new power steering lines and I flushed the fluid at that time. So I knew there probably was not a clog in here, but I just disconnected them, turned the wheel, and fluid came out of all of them, so I know it's not clogged. And that's the last thing in the system is the brake booster. Now, I have a new master cylinder as well, so I'm just going to do the brake booster first to see, I want to make sure that it's the booster, because I'll be kind of mad if it's the master cylinder, but I really don't think it's the master cylinder. So without further ado, let's go ahead here. I'm going to start cracking these lines off of the brake booster. There's only a few of them. There's 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to go ahead here now, get those off, pull the booster out, and then we'll talk about how to get it out. You're going to have to go up under the dash in the cab and disconnect some bolts and stuff like that, and then this should come right out. And one thing I forgot to mention too as well is this booster is an upgraded one. It only needs a slight modification to where it goes through the firewall. I believe you have to remount that little hole a little bit, but we'll go over that when we get this out here. I'm going to try to do this the best I can. There's the clip that holds the Hydro Boost. As you can see, the shaft for the Hydro Boost right there that comes through the firewall. There's a clip that holds this brake pedal light on right here, and it connects the brake pedal to that shaft right there. Now there's 4 15mm bolts, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna work on getting those out right now. Then the Hydro Boost is ready to come out. Okay, so we got the 4 15mm bolts out of the Hydro Boost that are under the dashboard. These bolts absolutely suck to get to. Let me show you guys what I use. I use a combination of extensions and swivels to get up in there, and basically I just broke it free with a ratchet and then put the impact on there and backed it off the rest of the way. So now that this is 100% free, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it out with the master cylinder in place. I'm pretty sure I can, but I'm not 100% sure, so let me put the camera down, go ahead, try to get this pulled out. Just keep in mind, if you have an older truck and your brake lines are rusty, they probably will snap if you move this around, but I have all new brake lines on here, so I can kind of move this and not have to worry about anything. But just keep that in mind if you plan on doing this and you have an older truck, you may snap your brake lines. Here's the one I just took out of the truck. As you can see, it has some slop in it, some play. I can't really tell if this is bad or not. I really have no idea. I really hope it is. Just this new one though has really no play in it. It's a lot more stable, as you can see. But this is the hole here that I'm talking about. You have to ream out. You need, let me double check. It is a 41/64 drill bit. And I'm just going to go ahead real quick, just run that down through here a couple times just to slightly expand this hole. The issue comes in of, I guess, your brakes not engaging when you hit the brake pedal. I have the right drill bit. The good part is you can kind of get to it up in the truck, so you don't have to pull it out again. It's just easier to do it outside of the truck. I got my drill bit right here, so I'm going to go ahead right now, drill this out a little bit, then we'll work on getting it thrown in. Final thing, we got the front wheels jacked up off the ground. What I'm going to do now is hop in the truck here, and I'm going to turn the steering wheel from full lock, from all the way left, all the way right, about 10 times. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pump the brakes to get all the air out of the system. Then we'll take it on a test drive and make sure everything's good. Alright, so that's about it for this video, guys. I just got back from the test drive and the brakes feel a ton better. I actually want to drive it around for a couple weeks and put some miles on the truck and be able to experience it and see how it holds up before I say whether or not it's worth the upgrade. Be sure to stay tuned for next week though. My buddy Justin Fio and I, we're actually heading out to Ohio with his truck and the LBZ. It may or may not involve a dyno and some tuning, so definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great video. But if you guys are new here though, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.